All right, starting. Everyone good? Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Today's January 28th, 2026. Still feels kind of strange. I'm still in 2025. Can everyone hear me? All right, can everyone hear me? So tonight's our second council meeting of the year. A little housekeeping. Please mute your cell phones. If you need to make the phone call, just please step outside into the hallway and finish your calls. As far as the bathrooms, there's one right here outside the women's bathroom on your right-hand side. The men's room is at the top of the stairs. In case of an emergency, please do not use the elevators. We're going to use the staircase towards the rear or the center staircase in the hallway. And at this time, we're going to ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Caitlin Gleason is going to lead out. No. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're just going to go right into the public speaker session. So when we call your name, please come up to the mic, state your name and your address for the record. We're going to give you 4 minutes to speak. There's a clock right in front of us. At the 3-minute mark, you'll get a notification that to wrap up your remarks, please. And at the end of everyone's remarks, all the council members will respond. So we're going to start with Donald Moore. Is Donald Moore in house or online? All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, Honorable City Council President, City Council members, and Mount Vernonites. My name is Donald Moore Jr., and I'm a former resident of Mount Vernon and a retired member of the Mount Vernon Police Department. After seeing the city of Mount Vernon decline dramatically in the past 11 years, I speak before you today in regard to a grave case regarding Police Officer Derek Williams. I am sure all of you have been apprised of this case. Regardless of the status of the city of Mount Vernon, when do we turn our backs on police officers that go out on the streets of Mount Vernon and put their lives on the line on a daily basis to protect the citizens of Mount Vernon? This case involving Officer Williams is incomprehensible. An officer that was ordered to work double shifts during COVID and eventually succumbed to the disease himself, and now has a severe kidney disease, requiring him to take dialysis 9 hours per day, 7 days a week. In December of last year, Officer Williams received a termination letter from the Mount Vernon Police Department, effectively ending this officer's life. Dialysis for Officer Williams cost approximately $10,000 per week. Without medical coverage, Officer Williams will basically die. I am more upset with Deputy Chief Addison, who allegedly told Officer Williams he was not eligible for New York State General Municipal Law Section 207C. If Addison had conferred with Corporation Counsel about this case, and Corporation Counsel had done their due diligence in researching this case, we wouldn't be discussing this matter tonight. There are laws on the books regarding COVID cases like this pertaining to first responders. Now, on January 8th, Officer Williams submitted his 207C paperwork to the Mount Vernon Police Department and the city of Mount Vernon. As of today's date, January 28th, he has not received a response from the city of Mount Vernon nor the Mount Vernon Police Department. That's 20 days ago. From my research, which was extensive, Officer Williams is entitled to 207C benefits. That dates back to when he first contracted COVID. He's entitled to all his back pay for the past 2 years, plus his sick days reimbursed, and all Mount Vernon police officers that donated sick days to this officer's case must be reimbursed. Here we have a severe case of dysfunction. The Mount Vernon Police Department failed this officer. The Mount Vernon PBA failed this officer. The city of Mount Vernon failed this officer. Cases regarding 207C officers should not be left up to one egotistical individual. That individual is Deputy Chief Gregory Addison. No one person should have that much control over a person's life. It was also reported that a female officer was hit by a car while on duty and was denied 207C benefits. The reason given to her by Deputy Chief Addison was because she was on her meal break and was not actively doing police work. This type of management should not be tolerated. This body, the City Council, should enact legislation to ensure that the Corporation Council should be the governing body that oversees 207C applications. In conclusion, Deputy Chief Addison should be investigated. He violated New York State Penal Law Section 210.45, which is a crime in the state of New York. If this body wants to investigate my statement, I am more than willing to cooperate. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Damon Jones, I saw him earlier. Please come up to the mic, Mr. Jones. Just press that red button.
Oh, red light's on. There we go. There we go. Good evening,
Okay.
Honorable Council. My name is Damon K. Jones. I am a former Mount Vernon resident. I live in Middletown, New York. I am the New York representative of Blacks in Law Enforcement of America, National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Professionals. I want to submit to the council my statement to the council on behalf of the organization. I'm not going to rehash what retired Officer Donnie Moore. I'm coming to you for caution. Just because the PBA did not do their job does not dismiss the city from their obligations of federal law or state law or case law. Officer Williams was denied his due process in the 207C hearing. He was told that COVID caught in the line of duty was not a line of duty injury, which, according to Officer Williams, Deputy Lieutenant Addison told him that, which is a violation of federal law, the violation of state law, and the city is obligated to follow that. Safeguards for the municipalities was the American First Responders Act, the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, and Family and Medical Leave Act. And even the ARPA funds that the city was getting, they got $41 million. Some of that money was for reimbursing the city for officers that went out on job injury and their medical benefits. So the city had the money, it was given the money by the federal government. And they violated New York State Disabilities Act, telling Officer Williams that there wasn't no light duty post available. Now, this is the management of the police department. Now, we know, according to all the major health organizations, that kidney failure is a response from COVID. That is a fact. Officer Williams was out for 30 days when he had COVID. He got paid. He didn't use any of his accrued time, vacation time, or sick time. So what policy was that? If he was out already for 30 days. So what was he was out on if there wasn't no paperwork? This is a complete failure. And I'm just going to end. They're supporting case law. That's why I gave the letter, because I'm thorough in what I say when I say it. Matter of Sullivan County Patrolmen's Benevolent Association against the County of Sullivan. The matter of Bartlett County of Nassau, New York State Comptroller's Opinion 92-15. The recent New York Court of Appeals decisions have affirmed the prevalent doctrine for COVID-19 claims involving essential workers, recognizing significantly elevated workplace hazards for first responders without requiring identification of a specific exposure event. That is the recent New York appeals decision. And in the recent Workers' Compensation Board ruling support the prevalence of COVID-19 in high-risk environments, with appellate decision remains requiring elevated risk assessments without pinpointed exposure events. Thank you very much. And here's my letter that I submitted to the Great Council. Thank you.
Thank you, Damon Jones. There was one more speaker from your organization that wanted to represent Derek Williams. That person can come forward at this time. Just state your name and your address for the record. Thank you.
My name is Michael Hannon, 3600 and Circle, Peekskill, New York.
Yep.
Good evening to the City Council of Mount Vernon, all residents, and the members of the Mount Vernon Police Department. Again, my name is Mike Hannon, a member of Blacks in Law Enforcement of America, and I happen to be a medically retired police officer from the city of White Plains. Tonight, I stand in solidarity with Officer Williams because I too have been in similar shoes. No one can relate to his battle for a disability pension more than I. Like Derek and I, too many Black officers in Westchester are denied in line of duty pensions. The municipalities routinely use the excuse that the officer conveniently didn't file the disability application in a timely manner or even at all. The truth is, municipalities routinely pick and choose which officers they want to receive disability 207C pensions. City governments engage in wordplay in regards to the officer's filing while also playing with that officer's life. I sympathize again with Derek, fighting for justice after becoming injured in the line of duty. The city I served, the mayor's office, the city council committed the world's greatest disappearing act on me. After a 10-year battle and tens of thousands of dollars, I was awarded my pension and medical. Officer Williams contracted COVID-19 while working in the city of Mount Vernon. The virus affected his internal organs, which prevented him from doing police work. One should ask, where is the moral compass of the city officials and police leadership? Instead of fast-tracking his disability application, they would rather terminate Derek, who is disabled, which most likely would lead to his death. Mount Vernon used to be a utopia for all people. How could this be happening to a city employee, yet alone a police officer? I pray when this council goes into an executive session, God goes with them and they examine themselves. What if Derek's circumstances were their own? Are they really going to terminate this man who protected and served the city of Mount Vernon? Residents of Mount Vernon, I beg of you to stand with Officer Williams and fight nepotism, favoritism, and unfortunately, in many cases, racism. Don't let this alleged oversight turn more into a tragedy than it already is. Support Derek. See to it that the city officials and police department heads seek a disability pension for Derek, that he receives his due process, because what is happening to Derek Williams is biblical wickedness. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is loving, whatever is admirable, whatever is just, think about such things. Continue to pray, and may God have mercy on your souls.
Thank you. The last speaker I have on my list is Jeff Monroe.
Thank you, Council President. Before I start, I'd like to make sure that it's understood that though I lost my temper, I'd like to apologize to Clerk Bonilla for raising my voice. That was unprofessional of me. Obviously, I get impassioned about issues of social justice and law. So Clerk Bonilla, thank you for compliance. That's all I'm going to say for that for now. So for the record, my name is Jeff Monroe. I'd like to speak today for really to address issues that I've addressed already in the past. And primarily because that's what the title was when I signed up for this this evening's speaking, it was going to be on the ICE issue, because I came to this mic, I believe it was in October on an issue that I was only peripherally aware of because of a Facebook post, and I believe it was in September. It was an ICE raid on Columbus Avenue. I believe it was in September, the early week of September, maybe September 9th. But anyway, Councilmember Gleason was the only person who was curious enough to even ask questions. Grateful as I am for that. Councilmember, I haven't had any reports. And as of today, I'm aware of another report that there was another ICE raid today in Mount Vernon. I'm not aware of where, when, or to what consequence, but the last raid abducted 4 people from what I understand. And at this point, I shouldn't have to explain why we actually need to be concerned about this. I only have another 2 minutes and 37 seconds. But having said that, I'd like to know why we don't have a sense of urgency around ICE's tactical presence in Mount Vernon. It's a concern, and it shouldn't have to have cost them any murders nationally that ICE has, caused around the communities that, especially where Black and Latino people live. I don't want to have to be here cursing people out if that happens in Mount Vernon. Please give us results on ICE's tactical presence and what you know, or at least what the mayor plans to do in terms of supporting or obscuring their plans. Having said that, the other issue on ICE, actually, it's something of a dovetail, because I had spoken of this in the last meeting, is what are the consequences or progress reports, any kind of progress on the issue of this, they're calling it law enforcement, the drone thing, the Brink Corporation memorandum. I'd like to know what the plan is on that, because Brink, as it has admitted, works closely with the Department of Defense pursuant to National Defense Authorization Act agreements, and its data, once it's swept up, are allowed to be sold, archived, or whatever without public awareness. So I'd like to know what the issue with the Brink agreement is going to be, and when we can actually see legislation protecting us. Now, to the point of legislation, I want to bring up something, because we did bring up in the last appearance at the council this ordinance that protects Oakland against unwarranted use of data by these kind of programs. Their ordinance, actually, I looked at it, and it for me, almost in ironic justice, has a preamble, the very first preamble, and I'll use it as a segue for my next issue. It says, whereas the city council finds it is essential to have an informed public debate as early as possible about decisions related to the city of Oakland's acquisition and use of surveillance technology, and it goes on. I'd like to know where Mount Vernon is going to have a public debate if we don't even have a public access infrastructure. We don't have, in fact, I believe I've been speaking for this for almost 15 years, and we have a physical plant for public access, but we've had no progress, we've had no spoken intent on executing public access in Mount Vernon. We can have a public debate in Mount Vernon on Facebook and YouTube. Twitter, X, YouTube, all these social media are privately owned, and they have no obligation to public dialogue, and they're actively shutting down every dialogue from race to Zionism to etc. Cultural issues are now public targets by the government. We need public access and community-controlled media. Please give me, if possible, all of you, at least the senior-most veterans on this council, can say why we haven't had any progress on that, and tell me what your feelings are on it and when we're going to get some outcomes, some deliverables. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Monroe. I'm going to allow my colleagues to respond individually. I'm going to start on my left, Derek Thompson.
Good evening, community. Thank you so much for coming in with your concerns. I hear the concerns of Officer Williams, and we do understand, but this is a personnel issue. So unfortunately, I can't comment on it at this time. But it is being handled. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, that's all I have.
All right, Mr. Wallace. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Regarding Derek Williams as well, I'm going to address everybody at the same time. What I have started to do is to look into everything. I am not prepared to make any judgments. I'm not about to talk about it because it is a case that it looks like it's going to be personnel. But I can tell you this much. I am looking through every piece of paper, every document, going back to look at everything that happened, and I will be speaking to everybody involved to find out what has gone wrong and what has happened. Because right now we all feel for the situation on what happened to Mr. Williams. We just now have to get to the why. And then when we get to the why, we can start to figure out what after that can be done. So we will be looking into that. I know I will be diving into it very, very meticulously, looking through every document to get to the bottom of it. And then I will have a response later. But right now I won't have a response because I don't have all of the information and the facts and the paperwork that I need to make that kind of comment. As to Jeff, regarding ICE, I heard about the ICE situation back then, what you're talking about, but I have not seen or heard anything else about ICE being here. But I am always looking to see what happens with that. And regarding the public access, we've been working on that for quite some time. I'm a big fan of public access channel. I think it's a good way for the public to be able to get all its information out that won't be blocked by, other channels that may feel that those ratings or whatever may not work or be conducive to their channel. But this gives everybody and the residents the power in their own hands to be able to speak and put out in the public what they want to say. So I am going to look into that, and we need to restart that. We need to get that public access channel up, running, so that the public can have access to it, because that's what it is, public access. And there has been no access since I've been here, not now, but even before. We've been fighting for the same thing. So I will definitely work with you on that so we could get that board up, get that thing happening and make it work. And as far as the drone, I'm still waiting for information back before I can discuss anything about the drone and we had that conversation about it. So I'll look into that. And when that rest of that information come in, I'll be more than happy to share it with you. All right. And that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wallace. Cynthia Turnquist Jones.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank everyone that comes in to stand up for themselves. I think it's really important. Because it is in legal, and it's not legal for us to talk about things in the aspects of personnel. I cannot talk about that, but I can say this. As a chapter leader for the United Federation of Teachers, 29 years, I know that there are things that the union is supposed to be a part of. And they need to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do, even if they have to backtrack what they're supposed to backtrack. So, Brother Derek, I need you to make sure that you stand tall. You're out there with Brother Damon, and he's a stand tall brother. And so you make sure that you dot your I's and you cross your T's. And then I need you to do something else. I need you to make sure that this never happens again to anybody else, not on your watch. And I appreciate that you are standing the way that you are standing, and you continue standing, my brother, and take care of your health at the same time. All right? So I just want to, what's my brother name? Jeff. Where you at? You there? Is your name Jeff or Joff? It's Jeff. Okay. So Jeff, I hear what you're saying. Tonight, I brought in these cards right here that people can use and put it inside of your wallet or pass it out to people who you know that have an accent. because that is what they're looking for, people that have accents and people who also have that look, as what they say. I don't know what look that is, but that look, right? And it says, I do not wish to speak with you, answer your questions, or sign or hand you any documents based on my Fifth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution. I do not give you permission to enter my home based on my Fourth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution unless you have a warrant to enter. Signed by a judge or magistrate with my name on it that you slide under the door. I do not give you permission to search any of my belongings based on my Fourth Amendment rights. I choose to exercise my constitutional rights. These cards are available to citizens and non-citizens alike. And so I posted on Facebook the link that you can get this from. And I've been passing these out to many people. Nobody is safe because they're approaching everyone. Just to let you know, ICE didn't just get here today. On the day that Caitlin and I were running for city council out at the train station, it was around 6 a.m. and they were out there full body, full-fledged. And she called the police on them. And so we stood there and we watched. We were in shock. They had the place jammed up and there was nothing that we could do. We did not bring out our cameras to take pictures, but what we did was we observed. So ICE is here and they've been here. And so now we have to make sure that we take care of us here in Mount Vernon. So Jeff, thank you for bringing that to us. And everybody have a great day.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gleason?
First and foremost, Officer Williams, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you for your years of service here in the city of Mount Vernon. One of the things I wanted to say is that your character precedes you. My husband worked with you, my brother-in-law worked with you, but I'm also the sister of a retired Mount Vernon police officer who is out on a disability. So I understand the application process to be very difficult and sometimes confusing. One thing I wanted to let you know is from the very beginning when this started, I had reached out to the Westchester Blue Foundation. They are standing by for whatever you need, whether it's to help you with paperwork or what have you. I want you to use those resources, maybe to kind of navigate the system for you if you need that type of help. But those are friends of yours, okay? And I just wanted to let you know, I even spoke to them again today just to double down on it. And they're willing, Matt Friends, willing to help you however they can. One thing I think is really important is we have some disabled police officers here, and we have some retired police officers here. And I just wanted to say thank you to you guys. Sometimes you guys are going out, you know, it's thankless work. It's become an environment that's been very difficult for police officers to operate under the letter of the law, and you make split decisions last minute. You know, and sometimes you're put under a lot of scrutiny, but I just wanted to let you know that whatever we could do to help you through the process, we're going to stand by you and help you. Jeff, thank you so much for being here tonight. I think that Councilmember Turnquest Jones did a great job in explaining how important it is when it comes to ICE. And one of the things that is unfortunate for us as elected officials is that we don't get notification when ICE comes into the community. What ends up happening is it goes up on Facebook or somebody will call us after the fact. They come, they're gone. When Cynthia and I were at the train station, you know, called the police because there were cars everywhere, called the police and looked and said, oh my God, it's ICE, like 5 feet away from us. So, you know, it's gonna be a constant battle. The one thing I would tell the community, get into a safe place, ask a store owner, lock the door. They can't come on your property if they don't have a warrant. So we're working hand in hand with the city government to try and figure this out. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Retired Officer Moore, Damon Jones, Retired Officer Jones. Thank you for supporting Derek Williams. Derek, thanks for coming out tonight. Everybody who knows me knows how I feel about law enforcement. You know, it's dear to my heart. My family members are in law enforcement. Derek Williams happens to be a childhood friend of mine. So, you know, from the days we used to play basketball in my backyard to see him going through this is truly heartbreaking. And condolences, my brother. So I've spoken to you personally. I've spoken to the mayor, I've spoken to Corporation Council, I've spoken to PBA. And we're working diligently to get the best possible outcome for you. Just know that. And again, I'm sorry that you're going through this, and you know, we're with you. So absolutely. And thank you also, my brother from White Plains. For we all need that support. So appreciate everyone coming out. And Derek just being here shows the type of strength and resilient person that he is. So we commend you. Mr. Monroe, you always bring great insight. Some of the stuff that you brought up, even the drone surveillance, I think that it should be discussed. I think we should have an open dialogue about having surveillance over a citizen, and they should be included in that conversation. So I think that's a valid point. Like Councilwoman Gleason said, as far as it comes to ICE, I mean, this is the bigger battle than, I mean, ICE has been fighting with governors, you know, senators, you know, congressmen, and higher municipalities than us, and right now there seems to be no stop in sight. So, and like Caitlin said, we don't get notice. We definitely don't get any notice when they come into our city. We know after the fact. I saw a post on Facebook saying that we're here today, and that's how I heard about it. So yeah, there's a lot a work to be done in that avenue, and we do want to protect our citizens, and we want our citizens to feel safe. So, you know, thank you for always bringing that to our attention. And that's all my comments for tonight. Anyone else had anything else to add? Yeah, we could take a break right now before we go into tally sheet for sure. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. Thank you. All right, we are back and we're gonna go straight into the tally sheet. We're gonna start with legislation and public works. Councilwoman Gleason. Thank you.
Thank you, Acting President. Item number one, Management Services. Department of Management Services, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a one-year support contract with Aztec Tech for support of the city's existing HP printer fleet on the agenda. Item number two, Department of Management Services, an ordinance confirming and ratifying an emergency procurement for enhanced email and identity threat detection and response services for the city's Microsoft 365 environment. That is on the agenda. Item number three, Office of the Mayor, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to retroactively enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Guidance Center of Westchester, Center for College Careers and Communications Support Associate Internship Program on the agenda. Item number four, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the award of a contract and for the mayor to enter into a professional services agreement with Woodward and Curran for engineering and infrastructure support services. That is on the agenda. Item number five, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a new contract with National Water Main Cleaning Company for continuation and closeout of outfall 24 sewer system cleaning and inspection work, project number 122022-1. That is on the agenda. Item number six, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a new contract with National Water Main Cleaning Company for sewer rehabilitation for Phase 1, project number 122022-2. That is on the agenda. Item number seven, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance of bid and award of contract to County Excavating LLC for various public works construction equipment rentals. That is on the agenda. Item number eight, Public Works, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a request for proposal for a qualified engineering firm to serve as the city's owner's representative, RFP number 0126. That is on the agenda. Item number nine, Public Works, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a request for qualifications, RFQ number 0226, for large-scale infrastructure capital improvements and maintenance for municipal water, stormwater, and wastewater systems. That's on the agenda. Item number 10, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing a title change for Mr. Kenneth McBride from motor equipment operator to tree trimmer within the Department of Public Works. That's on the agenda. Item number 11, City Council, City Clerk, an ordinance authorizing Councilmember Turnquest Jones to attend the 2026 New York Conference of Mayors, NICOM, Winter Legislative Meeting. That is on the agenda. And I believe I have an add-on. Office of the Mayor, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1, adopted December 10th, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Amending Chapter 126, Article 6 of the Code of the City of Mount Vernon, establishing updated sewer rents and refuse sustainability fees. That is on the agenda. That is all.
Can I ask a quick question about that one? Do you know what the amendment was?
I'm sorry,
What?
the lowering,
Okay,
wait, number 16?
yeah, what was the exact amendment? Do you remember?
It's lowering some of the fees.
Okay.
They were incorrect in the original.
Got it. Thank you. We don't have human resources, public safety and codes. Councilman Wallace? Your agenda tally items?
Number 12, Department of Public Safety, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a reoccurring maintenance agreement with Cummins Allison for currency coin handling equipment. That is on the agenda. That's it.
All right, thank you. Can you, as my co-chair, can you also do finance and planning for me? Thank you. If you,
Of
if
course.
you may.
Anything for you, sir.
Thank you.
Assessors, the Department of Assessors, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a retroactive contract renewal for the mapping services for the Department of Assessment. That is on the agenda. Office of the Mayor, ordinance authorizing the adoption of legislation to preserve a percentage of future market rate residential development for fair and affordable housing. Okay, and establish a Mount Vernon Affordable Housing Assistance Fund Board, and that's being held. And Office of Mayor on orders, Office of Mayor on ordinance authorizing the adoption of legislation regulating land use of specific retail and storefront classification, and that is being held also. And that completes.
All right, thank you. So we're gonna go straight into the agenda. Can we have a roll call? Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Acting President Box Hill. Councilmember Gleason,
Here?
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Here.
Councilmember Thompson,
Here.
Councilmember Wallace,
Here.
Acting President Box Hill.
Present.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go back to legislation and public works. Councilwoman Gleason.
Thank you, Acting President. Item number 1, Department of Management Services, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a 1-year support contract with Aztec Tech for support of the city's existing HP printer fleet. So moved. Can somebody second?
Second.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 2, Department of Management Services, an ordinance confirming and ratifying an emergency procurement for enhanced email and identity threat detection and response services for the city's Microsoft 365 environment. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Council President Box Hill.
Aye.
Center for College Careers and Communications Support Associate Internship Program. So moved.
Second.
Wasn't on the microphone. Does that matter? Should I say it again?
Yeah, you can.
Office of the Mayor, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to retroactively enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Guidance Center of Westchester, Center for College Careers and Communications Support Associate Internship Program. So moved.
Second.
On the question?
That's
Hearing
he
none?
was on the mic anyway, but go ahead.
Roll call.
Mike.
Madam Clerk, thank you.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 4, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the award of a contract and for the mayor to enter into a professional services agreement with Woodward and Curran for engineering and infrastructure support services. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 5, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a new contract with National Water Main Cleaning Company for continuation and closeout of outfall 24 sewer system cleaning and inspection work. Project number 122022-1. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 6, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a new contract with National Water Main Cleaning Company for sewer rehabilitation Phase 1, project number 122022-2. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call?
Talking across the room. Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones.
Aye.
Acting Mayor Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace.
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 7, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance of a bid and award of contract to County Excavating LLC for various public works construction equipment rentals. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call?
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones.
Aye.
Bear with me, Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 8, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a request for proposals, RFP, for a qualified engineering firm to serve as the city's owner's representative, RFP number 01.26. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call?
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 9, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a request for qualifications, RFQ number 02.26 for large-scale infrastructure capital improvements and maintenance for municipal water, stormwater, and wastewater systems. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call?
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
Item number 10, Department of Public Works, an ordinance authorizing a title change for Mr. Kenneth McBride from motor equipment operator to tree trimmer within the Department of Public Works. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call?
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye. All right, no items for human resources.
I still have more. I still have
Oh,
more.
I'm
She
sorry.
gotta add.
Yeah, add on.
That's
hit
what,
me.
no, I got 11. An ordinance authorizing City Council Member Turnquest Jones to attend the 2026 New York Conference of Mayors Winter Legislative Meeting. So moved.
Second.
On the question?
I have
Yeah,
a question.
Where's she going?
I have a question. Where am I going?
No, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Palm Beach. Anyway, listen.
Go ahead.
Just that was a joke. I am going to Albany and I paid for the professional development. And it's for new council members, so I'll be able to
Yeah.
know the lingo.
This is the NICOM training?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else?
When is it?
It's February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Oh, okay. No, I just want to know.
Wanna come?
No, I ain't gonna be here.
Yeah, I went to
Wait,
it my first year and
I
I
just
thought it
wanted
was,
Your first year?
yep. Yeah, I thought it was meaningful and I got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
So,
It's always good to have a refresher as well because there's always nuances that come
Yes.
out. Mhm.
I plan to go to the fall session this year. All right.
you.
Roll call?
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson.
I don't know.
Oh, my
No,
goodness.
aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Box Hill.
Aye.
I have an add-on, Mr. Acting President.
Yes.
Office of the Mayor, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1 adopted December 10th, 2025, entitled an ordinance amending chapter 126, Article 6 of the Code of the City of Mount Vernon, establishing updated sewer rents and refuse sustainability fees. So moved.
Second.
On the question,
Question,
hearing, yeah, go ahead.
slow down. I did not see this legislation. I know it's an add-on. I don't know when it was add-on. I didn't get the email or anything else regarding it.
Yes,
They called me yesterday to add on. It was lowering some of the fees. But we could, if you don't feel comfortable on
Yeah,
voting.
no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna abstain from this one anyway, because I did not read it for myself.
Yeah.
And I did not receive it. So I will definitely work on why I'm not receiving a lot of the emails as
I will
well.
make sure that it's emailed to you also.
Yep,
Okay.
okay, thank you.
yeah,
The original one, we'll send, if we could do that, send him the original and
Yeah.
Councilman,
The original and the updated one?
say it again?
I didn't see any of them.
No, I know, but I wanted them to, oh,
So that he'll be able to.
okay. I see your
I
point.
guess so he'll be able to, is it fair to say that you want him to be able to see what the changes were?
The difference
so
between the two.
my question is, so when the add-on came through today, did it go to all the council
Did it
members
Yesterday?
yesterday, or did it go just to you, or did it go to everyone? Okay,
I'm pretty sure it was in today's packet. That's how I saw it.
all right.
What about the?
Any more questions?
Um,
All right, roll call.
okay, so hold on.
Councilwoman Gleason?
Is everybody comfortable voting on it or?
I am, yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
familiar with
okay.
the legislation. Right. And we had a discussion with Controller Morton, who prompted the reduction in the fee. Councilman Wallace, are you satisfied? All right. Yeah. All right, roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye?
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson, yes, Thompson, sorry. Councilmember Wallace
Aye.
Abstain.
and Acting President
You have to
Boxill.
give a reason.
Yes.
Pardon me.
For the reason that I did not see the legislation, read it for myself, and I did not see either one of the legislations, the before or the after, because it's before my time.
Correct.
No, you got box sales? Okay.
No, I didn't vote. Nope. May I?
Absolutely. Acting President Boxill.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Public Safety and Codes, Councilman Wallace.
Thank you. I have an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a reoccurring maintenance agreement with Cummins Allison for currency coin handling equipment. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye?
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Boxill.
Aye.
I have an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a retroactive contract renewal for the city mapping services for the Department of Assessment. So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye?
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
Aye.
Acting President Boxill.
Aye. And that is the end of legislation session. Any of the council members wanted to make remarks? Go ahead, Councilwoman Gleason.
First and foremost, I want to say you did a great job tonight, Acting President.
Thank you very much.
Tonight was his first meeting to oversee.
I think it looks good on me. Thank you. Thank you.
God bless.
Derek, you want to do
Great
this again
job.
next meeting?
Hmm?
You want to do this again next meeting?
I mean, whatever makes you comfortable.
Thank you, Caitlin. Anyone else?
I like to say, keep the Ramsey family in your prayers. Wanda Ramsey passed away. Sister to Kyla and LaShawn and Keisha. And the services are this Friday, at Legal, Funeral Home at 12 noon. And there's a wake, from 10 to 12, I believe. So keep that family in your prayers. That's all.
Anyone else?
I just want to make sure that we understand what's taking place with ICE and that we educate ourselves
Yeah.
in that aspect, and that we understand what the fight is for, and that we also understand that America is a melting pot. And without it being a melting pot, we wouldn't be who we are, and those wouldn't have the desire to come here to America. And so just make sure that we are understanding as to what's taking place, and that we look out for those who are immigrants. And if you get this paper today, you can share it with those who you know may get stopped, might get stopped, who knows? But just make sure that we understand what's taking place with ICE, and that New York State is a sanctuary state. So that means that when children attend a school, they do not have to be documented.
Mhm.
And so those are who we also have to make sure that we look out for and that we protect them.
One
Thank
more
you.
thing, Doctor. Sorry,
Councilman
my
Thompson?
last thing.
Go ahead.
I think Mount Vernon should take a stance as other communities have, where the mayor and the council persons put forth legislation, if possible, and take a stance against ICE in our community, because we should not allow them to come and terrorize our residents. So we should enact where they can be arrested if they come into our community, 100%.
I don't think we can do
I don't know
that
if we can arrest
because
federal
that's-
agents.
We can do it, but it has no teeth because we're talking about arresting the feds that
Yeah.
have the,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like us trying to go after a US Marshal or something. We
Or
don't
F-
have that
We
authority.
should make them as uncomfortable as possible to ensure the safety of our residents and our residents' families. So whatever we can do, as other cities have done,
Well,
we need to do it.
and I believe we have well, not a legislation, it's a actual resolution
Mhm.
as Mount Vernon being a sanctuary city already. So the only thing that can come about that is that the police do not have to help ICE.
Mhm.
But at some point with what I'm seeing around the country, that part is getting scary too, because people are getting killed.
Mhm.
So we have to be mindful of how this is approached in every way. So we have to look at that because we don't want to put our law enforcement in danger either into some kind of fight, or the public people. Because, clearly to me, what I saw in that video with the last nurse was nothing short of murder. And I don't
Absolutely.
mind putting that on the record, because when you take a man's gun and many of us carry, and some of us in here right now might be people who
Right.
carry, I'm not gonna say, but it could have been any of us. They could have
Absolutely.
took away our gun and then somebody shoot us. So we have to be very mindful, very careful on what's going on out here and how
Correct.
they are doing this, because ICE has been around for 20 years in the communities and all, but it's only now that this is migrifying because of the way, the process and procedures that I don't even want to call the number of this president, but this guy is doing it. But Obama did it, everybody did it, everybody deported those folks and got the criminals out and all of that stuff, but they did it totally different.
Well, they
differently.
follow procedures,
With
correct.
procedures, and did it properly without people getting killed, hurt,
Mhm.
and tearing people apart. This president is more or less to me like a dictator. And if people would take a moment to just look at the contrast between this and Germany,
Mhm.
you will see some similarities that's going to make
Absolutely.
your head spin. So just keep your eyes open, because the world is changing and it's not what we all think it's ought to
Mhm.
be or seems to be.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, without belaboring the point, they asked the president, I think it was yesterday, candidly, what does he think about it? And he said he didn't like the fact that the gentleman had a gun on him. And that's like a slippery slope because, I mean, what's more American than a legal second arm bearing person, you know? So it's
Exactly.
like,
You can't
since,
say, and you're right, you can't say today,
right.
we want to stand, everybody should own a gun. And then the next day
That
you
was,
say, I
that
don't
was
want to see
very
nobody
interesting
with a
that he
gun
said
when it
that.
comes down to that. You're 100% correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would like to thank DPW for, I mean, we had a huge snowstorm that we haven't seen in a few years. So, and we're expecting more snow. So
Mhm.
pray for our guys out there. OEM was out there, police and fire. So, yeah. Thank you to those gentlemen and ladies that were out there, you know, helping the citizens on the street and helping our streets get cleared.
And residents should be aware of all the postings that go out, because at some point, the city may ask you to move your car at a certain time so the snow can be removed.
Yeah.
I remember years ago when we had this kind of storm, they actually picked the snow up and put it in Brush Park and it had mountains of snow in Brush Park. So I know it's a little frustrating, all the streets are not completely clear, but they cannot plow on top of cars. So cars have to be moved in order for them to clean the streets. And also, homeowners and business owners, make sure you're doing your part and making sure the sidewalks are clear, put the
Correct.
salt down, make sure residents can move around safely. That's all.
You said
Thank you.
hydrants also, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'll
So I
entertain a
just-
motion.
I just wanted to
go
add
ahead.
that, it is normal for it to snow. It is needed for it to snow in the aspects of climate action. Because if it doesn't snow, then that affects certain things coming from all the way up in Maine. And it hurts the growing of seafood, and lobsters are mainly on my list to eat on a regular basis. So, you know, you have to be understanding of when it snows, how important it is for our land. And it's also very important that people understand that concreting areas, and Andre and I had this conversation, concreting areas that are not supposed to be concreted, it plays a major role in flooding and damaging the earth. And so when it snows, it definitely helps us. Even though we may see it as inconvenient, think of it as a great gift. And that's all I have to say. Let the lobsters grow, baby.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Roll call.
Councilmember Gleason,
Aye.
Councilmember Turnquest Jones,
Hi.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Wallace,
aye.
Acting